It's DillanPonders.
Hey, motherfucker. Good to see you, man.
How are you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm actually doing quite fantastic. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on today. What would you normally be doing on a Thursday if it weren't for being here?
What is it? Yeah, I'd be at home. Probably just finish smoking a blunt or be in the middle of smoking a blunt and either be working on music, mixing down a beat, or eating a snack, you know? It'd be like one of those. Or
When do you normally get up in the morning? How early is that?
You know, that's a funny question because, like, maybe I would have had a different answer a year ago. But give me a second. Yeah, a year ago, I usually woke up after noon because I went to bed so late. These days, I don't know if it's a healthy thing, but I'm sleeping significantly less than I usually do. So I'm in bed at 3 a.m. and I'm up at like 7. So
That's not a lot of sleep.
no, but it's a lot of work getting done, though. So
That's good.
No snooze if you don't want to lose, you know.
Yeah, so I know right now your significant other is on a vacation.
Yeah.
And you're not on the vacation.
Yeah, man.
And I know that is all about work, and that's the reason you're staying back is so you finish work.
Yeah.
But what's going on behind the scenes when she's away that you couldn't be usually doing when she's around?
Besides having sex, I mean, like as you said, the reason that I didn't go on vacation with her was because I got to get work done. I have to finish mastering The Boy Who Died. I'm in the process of finishing recording You're Welcome 4, and I'm working on my new album, which I won't give you the title of that just yet because Brendan would stab me. But her not being here just like forces me to have to work even more so. Because when she is here, I'm always working, but I got to give her my time because that's my baby. But if not, then I mean, I love my life and I love my job, but she's been gone like 20 days now, and I'm fucking missing the
Holy
life. Yeah.
20 days.
She's on that crazy awesome adventure right
You
now.
need to get rid of that pent up energy.
Oh man, do not.
That's
get
why all
me
the work's
started.
getting done.
Yeah, girlfriend.
What the fuck is going on back there?
Batmobile.
Yo, I'll tell you, there's actually a spot back here that looks like the Batmobile. It's like behind like a metal door that like slides back from a code.
Don't fuck with me. I want to see that.
Okay, let's talk about the new project because you announced that like maybe like what, a couple weeks ago or a month ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
The name of that is obviously important because you 4 years ago had an album called The Boy Who Lived.
Yep.
And 4 years later now you're releasing The Boy Who Died.
Precisely.
So tell me about the relationship between those two.
Always dropping my phone. So, well, the Boy Who Lived it was really in the title, not Harry Potter related, I promise. I was really just a sentiment and kind of a representation of where I was when I was younger, which was experimenting with drugs, being homeless, and just kind of living at people's houses, you know, living just my craziest life possible. And over the past 4 years, I've kind of become Super Dylan, become the best version of myself, or my favorite version. I got toothpaste right on my crotch. I'm going to do one of these. Yeah, so The Boy Who Died now is kind of reflecting on the parts of myself that I've killed and I've let go of. Like being unhealthy and not telling the truth to people I love and not telling the truth to myself. So The Boy Who Died is like, that boy's dead. I'm the man now, you know? Booyah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you listened to that album recently?
You know, it's funny you ask. I listened to it about 4 months ago. So I guess recently, for our generation, that's like a year ago. But like, but I listened to it a couple months ago, and I was it's a fucking good album. Like, it's really good. Sonically, it's completely different than what I do now. But the quality of music, I'm pretty proud of what I put out in the mind state that I was in back then, you know?
It's funny because I was listening to it last night. And, yeah, sonically, it's so different than the stuff that you're putting out now.
Completely
But it's still bars. Like, it's still, the rapping is still, like, you've consistently been a good rapper.
One thing mans know about me is that I've always been able to spit. The content may have changed, but spitting is something that, like, I always knew I could do. But, yo, I got to actually give that album another spin because I can't. I'm thinking of that song, After Hours of the Devil. That's the first one I keep thinking about. Dance with me. Yeah, I gotta hear that shit again.
Do you remember the song Somewhere in Chinatown?
Man, I'm feeling like I'm famous. Yo, that flow. I want a souped up crib, tall doors, elevators in a room dedicated to fucking and getting faded. I bought cocaine from. Yeah. That shit was retarded, yo.
And Sailor Moon.
Nigga, don't for my lady. Yo, oh, you're bringing me back. Yeah, see, like, there's a lot of bangers on that. Sailor Moon is like a completely different planet of a song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You're bringing me back right now.
So where are you trying to take people on this new project then?
To the fucking moon. It's not far enough. To Pluto. No, it's not far enough. To another galaxy. Like, spiritually and mentally. I mean, I wanted to keep all of the motivational factors that I kind of put in my music around the acid rain times. I want something you can wake up to and be like, yeah, I'm going to go tackle this day. But there's also some shit for people going through anything, which from being bipolar to being depressed to having an identity crisis or an existential crisis. Just, I feel like this is an album you can listen to top to bottom, and it's almost therapeutic as well as it fucking bangs. Like, every time I make a project, I always want to be able to say this is the best thing I've ever made to this point. And on God, Drew, this is the best thing I've ever made up until this point. Like, I can't wait to send you the rest of it. Once I'm done mastering it in a couple of weeks, I'll send you all the files so you can have.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more listen.
Of it. Yeah.
Tell me about the producer, because you've done like this one thing you've done recently is working with one or two producers for like a whole project. Like that's what you did on your most recent one.
Yep.
On Matrix. What about this new project now?
I've made 13 albums up until this point, and most of them I work with various producers. But I'm at the point now where it's like, I'm not trying to work with a producer just because their name is big. I want to work with the producer because I like their beats more than everyone's. And I stumbled upon BVB, bro. He found me through the internet. He lives in Australia, which is crazy. But he found me on...
What?
Yeah, he lives in Australia. So he found me on the internet when I put out a tweet saying I need some beats. Hit me up. And I always scroll through my beats that people send me. A lot of them are garbage, but I always listen to them just because you never know. There could be a diamond in there. And the beat, you know the track Outside? They don't want to step outside.
Yeah.
So that beat was sitting in my Gmail. It's under this name BVB. I played the beat, and like, I swear to you on my life, dude, I almost like had a seizure. I was like, what the fuck is this? So recorded to the song and put the song out, and the song racked up like 200,000 plays on Spotify in like a month. So I was like, this is kind of cool. So I hit up BVB and I'm like, yo, send me some more flame. Let's do something. And at that time, I had the concept of the boy who died in my head, and I'm like, I want this sound, like this sound that this guy creates. And at the time, I didn't know he lived in Australia. So I'm like, yo, let's meet up and let's talk. And he's like, yeah, well, are you going to fly me out? And so, yeah, his sound, man, you guys are going to hear it when the album drops. It's just, like, I think we're a match made in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Just as friends, as people, as intellects, as musicians, he's like my broski. So that really translates through the music. I feel like he was born to produce for me. As selfish as that sounds, like I really feel like he was. So
that's so funny.
I'm so excited, man.
Well, the day that this comes out will be the day that the first single from the project comes out. So maybe we should talk a little bit about Kobe.
And I sent you that. Let me ask you a question. How'd you like it?
I like it a lot. I think it's funny because I was so taken aback when it started, when the beat comes in. Yeah. Because I don't know, maybe I just wasn't expecting that from you, or I was expecting something spacier or something like that.
Yep.
But it's a little more it has like more classic sound, even though it's like obviously a forward thinking like trap beat.
Yeah.
But
there's like some percussion in there and shit.
Yeah. Like, I said this to you, like, I think on Instagram, but I like how you can take all the responsibilities and like all the roles in the song. Like, you're not like, although sometimes you outsource like to find like someone else to sing a hook or something like that. Often like you've gone to the point where you can do that all by yourself.
Yeah, best feeling ever. Yeah, the single's called Kobe because, like, I mean, anyone who knows me knows, like, if I throw a piece of paper in the garbage, I'm like, Kobe, and like if if I do anything well in life, I usually yell out Kobe. So like, it's just become kind of a personal thing. Yo, shouts to Kobe Bryant. He's a man, but it almost has nothing to do with him directly. It's like one of the best basketball players of all time, but that's not what the song's about. It's just about me feeling like my version of Kobe Bryant. You know, I'm coming in the clutch. And
well, he's like one of those players that's like just transcended basketball. It's like transcended culture. Like his name is like a household name, right?
Is a thing, precisely. And in the hook, I say I'm not trying to be anybody's hero because Kobe wasn't trying to be anybody's hero. And I say shouts to all the people that aren't talking to me anymore because I feel like I'm doing a lot better in life now that I'm not talking to those people. So I chose that as the first song strategically because right when it comes in and you hear like the dun 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 dun, it's like what the fuck is happening right now? And then you'll get what's going on by the end of it. So
and you got the lines about buying your mom a house and buying your dad a house.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I thought that was really funny.
Both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone always talks about their mom and shit. It's like, yo, your mom's boss. But what's your pop saying, bro? You're going to keep him in a shack the whole fucking time? Like, take care of the family as a whole. So, yeah, I'm happy you caught that.
That's funny. I know your relationship with your dad is, like, special because of music. And, like, I know that's something you bonded over.
Yeah, dude. That guy's, like, yeah, he put me on to all the music that shaped the musician that I am these days. And he's like my sparring partner, my life coach, all of the above. So, got my pops for
Are you still training a lot?
Yes.
Boxing, right? Yeah.
Boxing. I hit the heavy bag. I'm not training with my boxing trainer as much anymore because I'm too in the studio and our schedules clash. But I go to the gym at least 4 or 5 days a week. I used to post on social media about it more because it's like, hey, look, I'm healthy. But I've been going there over like almost like 2.5 years, and it's just part of my life now. So I don't really like post about it. It's like posting about you breathing. It's like you do it
You should do one of those like flex posts where you, after not posting for like 200 days, you go like, you post something like first gym selfie after 200 days of no gym selfie.
Boom.
And you're just huge.
It's like, oh shit, the Hulk. That's actually a good idea. Noted. Do you want any of this weed?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, no, good.
Thank you, though.
It's really strong. So I just wanted to see if I could get you all droopy.
I actually did want to ask you about cannabis because there was a new law as of us recording this today that new news that came out last night about the Ford government wanting to make smoking of cannabis the same rules as the smoking of tobacco.
Yeah.
And I know, like, as like a cannabis user, that's like space, like safe space and like responsible space is like a big deal for you going forward into like legalization.
Exactly, yes. And like with that thing that Ford said, I mean, I'm still relatively on the fence about it because there are two sides to every perspective. I mean, I may think it's fucking dumb because weed smoke is essentially harmless, but people may be allergic to weed smoke, or some people may just be generally repulsed by it. So quite frankly, I think that's a decent step in the right direction, although I may not 100% agree with it. I'll stand behind it because I hate saying this because anything's better than nothing, but that's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that's like, at least for the Canadian like cannabis fight, I know like you and I are probably on the same page where like, yeah, any step is a good step in the right direction, but we both know that like October 17th doesn't mark this like...
It doesn't mark this pivotal moment in our culture.
It's just maybe one step in the right direction.
Precisely, yeah. And like with pertaining to Doug Ford saying that privatization may or may not be possible, and I still find it hilarious that the privately owned businesses with a license may or may not be able to sell weed. It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't make... Only in Ontario, they're trying to regulate marijuana like alcohol, whereas in California, Seattle, and Denver, they're fucking eons ahead of us. Their economy's booming. Everybody's making money. There are significantly less arrests that are crime and drug related. It's insane. So we have the rubric, but for some reason, we are still 10 steps behind. So I'm hoping on the 17th. Fuck, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard with this political sphere because it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
and the way that it was just an election, I think that affects because it became an election issue. That's why it's a major topic right now, and that the people that are really been making strides in activism and in like in new legislation, those people are continuing to fight like they've been fighting for
just
years.
For years, nothing has changed.
It's just like a pop culture thing recently.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little more popular now, but the fight has been had behind the scenes for a while.
Yeah,
you know what it is, man.
I remember maybe I think like a year and a half ago, maybe we were in a car going to Toronto from Ottawa, and we were listening to a bunch of Sean Leon. And I remember like putting it on in the car, and I was like hesitant because it's like I don't know if we like didn't know each other as well at that point, and it's always weird putting like another artist from the city, and it's weird. It shouldn't be that weird.
It shouldn't be weird
because
at all.
you should just be like, yo, this other guy that lives like not that far away from you.
Lives 2 blocks from you. Do you like his music?
And I put it on, and I'm like, oh, like I hope that like Dylan's into this, and you're like, yo, like I think there's a similarity between me and Sean Leon in that we both just make the music that we want to make.
Yeah, we're both.
And that it's irrelevant. Whatever everybody else's thoughts are irrelevant.
We're both dragons, man. Like we're both very, very strong entities, and so I'm happy you brought that up because when it came to your feelings before putting that song on, that's like one thing that in Toronto that I'm trying to break down personally. I mean, there's a lot of people in the city I may or may not fuck with on a musical or personal level, but a lot of people won't fuck with everyone because it's like, yo, I got to get my shine. Fuck them. Fuck that guy. Can't play his music. I don't want to be a fanboy. That's immature. That's dumb. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Sean Leon may not have seen eye to eye on our entire career, and that's the way that it's supposed to be when you're your own entity. But I've always loved his art and his craft. And you can ask anyone in my camp. I've always been the first one to say, yo, Sean Leon's motherfucking dope. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's like, yo, why don't you do a feature? It's like, you don't get it, my G. That's not what it's about. That guy is on his own path. He's doing it without a label, without proper management, he's living in the world that I live in. So not a lot of people know the struggles of that world. So he'll always have my respect on a bunch of levels. And when we performed together in Texas at the 6 by Southwest this year, it was nice to actually see him in the flesh and be like, yo, my G, how you doing? You know, seeing each other perform, showing love. And ever since then, he's really almost kind of become my dude, you know? Like, I got... Yo, God bless, and whoever that is, I hope they're safe.
Yeah, seriously.
Whatever that is, I hope they're safe. But yeah, to wrap that up, yo, I got mad love for Sean Leon, man. That guy's a real inspiration.
Have you listened to that new project he put out?
Of course, man. The day of the whole was it 26-minute experience? I don't remember the exact.
It's like 32, I think.
Yeah. I listened to that experience and it was emotional. It was really nice. And then
it's heavy, man. It's serious.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like spoke to my soul. And then I listened to it individually too, and he released those, and I was fucking like, man.
Yeah, that's another guy that he takes on all the roles himself.
Yeah, and it's like, well, but you know why? Because he can, and like not a lot of these niggas can't do everything, like, you know.
Which is okay.
Which is fine. I mean, like, that's nothing wrong with that. But if you can,
he's one of those guys that can.
And even if some people actually have the capability, but you know they're surrounded by the right people, or they're too afraid to, or whatever it may be. But yeah, being your own boss in this industry is so fucking stressful and difficult. So to anybody who's doing it, they got all my support. And just to bring it back to the Toronto support thing too, like. When it comes to artists like Jesse Reyes and Feza and Savannah Ray, and just I could name a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's even people I don't talk to directly, like 88 Glam or the Prime Boys. Like, whoever's making money and enhancing people's lives in a positive manner, I fuck with you. Regardless of whether we've been friends in the past or whether or not we talk on a day-to-day basis, I think the support needs to be there. No one's really going to push past the bubble of the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing a positive light to the city, it shouldn't really matter the nitpicky things you're never gonna be friends with everybody. You're never gonna impress everybody. But
yeah, and that's not the point. It's just like
you should at least be able to blindly be like in a conversation and
it's like, hey, that guy's doing well.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah,
like, oh, they're cool.
Oh, I fuck with what they're doing right now. I
like Feza a lot.
Yeah, she's great. A lot of people will not like someone and just block off everything they say. It's like, just because you don't like someone in life doesn't mean that they don't have a bit of truth or a bit of something that you can learn from them. I think it's ignorance to just be like, I don't like that person's voice, so I'm never gonna listen to what they have to say. It's like, okay, enjoy your ignorance, you piece of shit. Like, just try, like, take things in for what they are and maybe learn from it. You know, whether or not you fully appreciate it, just take it in. You know.
One thing that we were just talking about before we started doing this was that about hair, and I just wanted to show the camera that I have no hair and you have a lot of hair, and I just want to. I don't understand how you cope with all that.
You know,
how do you how do you do that?
Oh man, it's almost second nature. Yo, my hair is like as long
I hate
as my
hair.
arms. Yo, I think I'm kind of with you. Like, I love having long hair, but anything that's not this length can suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
It's been that long for a long time now, I think.
Damn it, yeah. The shit. I keep thinking it stopped growing. But then I look at it in like a photo and I'm like, God damn it. But yo, my girl,
look like that.
My girl always makes me tie up my hair in bed and shit. Cause like whenever my dreads like land on like her skin, she's like, babe, I love you, but fucking move those. Like, cause they're all itchy and shit. So I think she has to deal with my hair more so than I do. These are just a part of my body now, you know, like. I don't even look at it as hair. I look at it as Dylan. Just like, I have arms and then I have dreads.
Kind of like tattoos. At first, they're like so odd, but then eventually it just becomes like another mole or something in your skin.
And then you barely even think about them anymore, you know? That's basically how I am with my hair.
Cool. The last thing I wanted to ask you was, I remember one time I think we were like doing photos or something. You took me to that place, Ziggy's.
Yeah, buddy.
Food is like, obviously it was amazing because I trust you with a food recommendation. So I was wondering if you could put the people onto a food spot in Toronto that you think deserves a little more love that isn't getting it now.
Yo, yeah, man. I mean, like, well, fuck. Swatow gets beer love, but I don't care. I'm gonna give them more. When it comes to like Chinese food, Swatow hands down best food ever. And how I rate good Chinese food is if you don't finish it, you put it in the fridge, you take it out the next day. If it smells like moldy dicks, it's not what good food. If you take it out the fridge the next day and it still smells good, still want to eat it, that's good fucking food. So Swatow, 1000%. And I mean, like, I hit up Umi's Kitchen, which a lot of people will not know what this place is. It's by Parliament and Dundas, which if you're from Toronto, you know that area is not too welcoming to people who have lives. It's a lot of crazy people over there. But the Umi's Kitchen has a Caribbean cuisine. Their food's fucking boss. They always have callaloo. The chicken's always fresh. They always have snapper fish. Like, everything that's relatively authentic or as authentic as you can get in Toronto, you can get from there. Everything else, everyone already knows. Like, you own a Ritz and all that other shit. Everyone knows those places. So, Umi's Kitchen and Swatow. Eat there.
Yeah, the thing I like about Swatow is that it's cash only. And that if it's busy enough, you'll just end up sitting beside somebody you don't know. They'll just put you at a table. They're like, it's like a table of 4, and you're like 3 people, and there's somebody one sitting by themselves. Yeah. They'll put you the 3 with the one other person that you don't know.
Imagine me sitting with like a small 8 Chinese family, just waiting for my food. Like,
there's like one seat at their table, and they just like slot you in there.
It happens to me all the time. Yeah, but the owner's my guy. I call him my brother. I've going there like almost 10 years, and I still don't know his name. But I think that's the best part about it, because who cares? He makes me great food.
Okay. Thank you for doing this.
Yo, absolutely, man. Any fucking time, bro.
Sick.
That was fun.
Hey, thank you for watching the Drew Yorke Show.
Woo! Oh, yeah, listen to me, man. I'm sick. That's how I plug myself.
It's the truest guy with the fewest ties. When I do shit, it's do or die. Politicians say they looking out for us. That sounds like the truest lie. Got the force and I use it. Had to go and change the world with my music. I can feel the ground shake when I'm moving. Stop trying to shake my hand, my guy. You're not my brody. Gotta re-up and I call my woody. 81 grams in me, that's Kobe. Running with my left.